All right. So, I don't work at my church anymore. But it's not what you think. Let's talk about it. Now listen, quick warning. We're going to talk a little bit about church and my job, but we're only going to talk about church as it relates to my job because I work at a church. So if you in the past have experienced religious trauma, if you are not religious, if you don't consider yourself to be a person of faith, like, you're fine. This is a space where we all can get along. But I do happen to work at a church, okay? Or I used to. You know, I also want to briefly mention that having worked at so many churches for so many years, actually most of my life, doesn't exempt me from some of my own religious and church trauma. There's been plenty of situations that I've had to learn from and heal from, and plenty of situations where I was the one that had to go apologize to someone else for hurtful things I did or said. And I just want to make you guys all aware that this channel and these videos are not for people that just think and believe like me. This is for anybody. So wherever you find yourself on that map, or whatever your story currently is, whatever your hopes and dreams are, whatever your hurts and joys are from the past, you are welcome here. When I was 13, I was asked to lead music for my kids' church Sunday school class or group. And ever since then, I've been what's known as a worship leader or a worship pastor or a music director in the church. And let me skip just a bunch of different years and stories and instances. But in 2005, I moved to New York City to help start a bunch of churches as a worship pastor, as a music director. I've been a working musician in New York City for 17 years. Now, throughout that 17 years, I have not understood what it means to take healthy rest. And about, I don't know, a month ago, my boss pulled me aside and very wisely, he said, dude, I can tell that you are struggling. I can tell that you get angry quickly. I can tell that you get frustrated at things that don't normally frustrate you. And you've been working for a really long time, super faithfully. I'm a good soldier. But I think you need like an extended break. And in the church world, and actually in other worlds, we call this a sabbatical. Now, if we want to get churchy for just a second, the word sabbatical comes from the word Sabbath, and it comes out of everybody's favorite section of books, the Old Testament. Speaking of Old Testament, my beard is extremely Old Testament right now. I don't think it's given off the vibe I want it to. So I might need to work on that. So this word Sabbath turns into this word sabbatical, which essentially means an extended period of rest. And they talk about this sabbatical, they talk about Sabbath in the Old Testament as it relates to actually planting crops. They say, hey, listen, for this amount of years, you're going to plant a ton of crops. And then for this amount of years, you are going to just like fully take everything that land produces. You're going to take all of those crops to eat, sell, trade, whatever. But then after that, you are going to give the land an extended rest period. And when I was talking to my therapist about this sabbatical, he used that as a reference. He said, listen, man, you have planted in the land and you have taken what you've planted out of the land for a really long time. It's time for the land to rest. And I just want to say, before I get to this next part, I fully understand my privilege here. I understand that there are a bunch of people who work 20 times harder than me and would never be given the opportunity to take a break like this. So I'm super thankful. I'm thankful while also understanding that there are a lot of you probably watching this right now that it doesn't matter whether you deserve it or not. You need this type of a rest. So while I'm thankful that I get this type of a rest, I also lament the fact that there are others who can't take it. And I think that just needs to be said. I'm a privileged dude, and I'm so thankful that I have this opportunity. Anyway, what are the details? So for the next 3 months, I am not working my full-time job. I'm still employed there. I still am paid, but I get to take the next 3 months to simply rest. It's intentional rest where I'm reading some books, still going to therapy, talking to some people I really respect about, kind of like phases of life, things like that. Definitely going to travel with the family, but I have turned off my Slack notifications. I've removed all my work emails from all of my devices, and I am just free to recenter myself and let the land heal for a bit. Now, when I shared that I was going on a sabbatical to a couple of my friends who understand what that word means and who have been in the church a really long time, both of them asked me the same exact question. They said, "Are you in trouble? Did you do something wrong?" Normally when people go on an extended break, whether it's from a church or anywhere else like this, they never come back, or they have done something wrong that they're kind of being punished for. And nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing is wrong here except that I need to rest. When I moved to New York City 17 years ago, I would kind of feel guilty taking vacations. As a matter of fact, it wasn't till like 12 years in, something like that, that I sat my executive director or executive pastor down and said, "Dude, just out of curiosity, how much vacation do I actually get? How much vacation time?" And he said, "Dude, you've been here over 10 years. You get a month of vacation." I never took it. I always felt guilty. I always took a couple of weeks off in the summer, and that's it. So I feel like part of the rest I need is of my own doing. I don't feel guilty about it. I don't feel shame about it, but it's something that I kind of put on myself. This need to continue to work hard instead of taking advantage of the opportunities that have been given to me to rest regularly. Not in a huge chunk like this, but every single year. So, this man over here is yelling, very angry. I hope his day gets better. Okay, so what does this sabbatical look like? I've made a couple of intentional choices that I'm really excited about. One of which I'm actually doing right now. I'm here in Bryant Park because right over there is a WeWork. And if you don't know what WeWork is, it's a co-working space. They're all over, especially New York City. There's tons of them in New York City. These large, posh offices that you can pay to use. You can have like a private office. You can just use what's called a hot desk. That's what I'm doing, where you can just go into any WeWork anywhere, sit at any of their desks and just work for the day, be creative, do your full-time job or not. And over the next few weeks, I'm using that WeWork membership to go to specific areas in the city, go to a WeWork, be in a different area of the city that I've lived in for 17 years that I love, kind of experience that neighborhood, eat some really good food that's popular around there, and take the time to read, create, film what I'm doing right now, and simply rest and recharge, but also do some things that really bring me life and not check work email, not check Slack, not worry about, the little things that we do every single week at our jobs. So I guess I have no idea what to expect, but I'm excited for the rest that's in front of me. And I think it's important that if the opportunity for vacation time or extended rest periods, or even life choices where you change things up to provide yourself more stability, if any of that comes in front of you, take it. In the very beginning, I felt guilty about being able to rest a bit. But now, it didn't take me long. It didn't take me long to just fully embrace it. So anyway, if you don't see me around in the normal spots, or if you see me doing some kind of abnormal thing on my channel, it's because I've had the time to do that thing, and I'm really excited about it. Oh, this is so great. I'm sitting here talking about taking a sabbatical, feeling a little shame or guilt around it and trying to just embrace the rest. And I look out across the street here on 6th Avenue and look what I see. Grace. Give yourself some grace today. Take the break that you need. In my case, I would have never taken a break because I'm too stubborn. It took my boss sitting me down, credit to him. Thank you, Seth. It took my boss sitting me down and saying, hey, look, dude, you need to push pause for a while. And at first I resisted, but now I couldn't agree more. So look for those people in your life that are going to be able to sit down and tell you, like, hey, listen, man, you need to slow down. Or look for those opportunities in your life where you have the opportunity to give yourself some grace, some rest, some time. And let's get healthy, you guys. I'm looking forward to the next 12 weeks. And you're going to be with me the whole way. So I'm off to my WeWork office of the day. See you there.